Hello everyone, Derek here. The constellation of Cassiopeia is one of the more simple and distinctive in our night skies. It's not immediately obvious how our ancient Greek ancestors decided that the pattern of stars depicts a beautiful but vain queen, but I think it's fabulous that the stories behind it, the mythology behind this constellation has lasted for hundreds, even thousands of years. And in this case it also provides some context for some of the other constellations that we see in the night sky. Queen Cassiopeia had boasted that she and her daughter Andromeda were more beautiful than the daughters of one of the sea gods, and as revenge Poseidon directed Cetus, a giant sea monster who also happens to live in the stars today, to destroy Cassiopeia's kingdom. She and her husband King Cepheus decided the best thing to do was to sacrifice their daughter Andromeda to the monster to appease the gods, before Perseus rescued Andromeda riding on the back of Pegasus, a flying horse, and killed the sea monster. Poseidon thought that Cassiopeia should still be punished and set her in the stars, chained to the throne forever in the way she chained her own daughter Andromeda to a rock to be sacrificed. From here in the UK, the stars that make up the constellation of Cassiopeia are circumpolar. They never set, they're always above the horizon, and they take the shape of a slightly wonky letter W or M depending on how you're looking at it. There's some fabulous things in this patch of sky. I love that one of the points of light that looks like a star is actually a small cluster of stars. We call it the owl cluster or the dragonfly cluster, and when you zoom in it's easy to see why. And of course it's hard to look at this patch of sky without your eyes being drawn to the rather unimaginatively named double cluster of stars that actually sits in the constellation of Perseus nearby. These are two distinct clusters of several hundred stars that lie around 7,500 light years away, and they're easily visible with the naked eye from darker skies. At about 12 to 14 million years old, these stars are actually pretty young in cosmic terms, especially when you compare it to the age of our star, the Sun, which we believe is around 4.5 billion years old. If you want to see this patch of sky right now, towards the end of January when I'm filming this, it's almost directly overhead as darkness falls. Right now, it's the early hours of the morning here and it's starting to drop slowly towards the northwestern horizon. Now hopefully you saw my recent video where I tested an astro-modified DSLR camera. It's had the filter removed that blocks out near-infrared light. If you didn't see that, I'll leave a link in the description below so that you can check that one out after this. To the naked eye, and even to modern cameras, Cassiopeia doesn't appear to have any bright nebulae in it like some of the other winter constellations do. By using that astro-modified DSLR on the sky around Cassiopeia, we get a view of some hidden nebulae in this patch of sky. Enormous clouds of interstellar gas that are glowing in a wavelength of light that our eyes aren't very sensitive to. Now there's a few of these nebulae in this patch of the sky, and I'll be back for the others in a future video, but the two I wanted to zoom in on tonight are the Heart Nebula and the Soul Nebula. They're what we call emission nebulae. They're made of gases that are actually emitting light, and they're vast. These nebulae are each between 150 and 200 light years across. They're pretty spectacular from here, 7,000 light years away. Just imagine what the skies would look like from the planets around the stars in that patch of our galaxy.